troubles because the Necromaton Andromes approached him. And they started to promise him that they would lead him to ancient relics, the Templar prizes. And they did. They showed him some stuff. They gave him some stuff, and that's still buried out there someplace. You know, the Nazis actually had some of the ancient relics from Atlantis because they used Necromaton Andromes used them for barter to convince Hitler and his group to do some double dealing for them. And what the Andromes wanted was essentially getting rid of all these people. Why don't you get rid of those Drac families too, the ones that the Zetas wanted protected? So Hitler started to do that on behalf of the Andromes because the Andromes were paying him with some knowledge, mystical knowledge, and some of the relics from Atlantis. So this didn't settle really well with the Zetas. They got very upset, in fact. So they worked with the Allies to make sure Hitler was taken down. What was interesting before that, when the Dracs were assisting Hitler, one of the ways they were assisting him was having the Illuminati in the Allied countries finance the Hitler movement. Literally, the United States Illuminati, the European Illuminati. While we're fighting these guys, the Illuminati guys are taking money from us and giving them to them to keep their movement going. So this is some of the sleight of hand that's been going on, you know, with our politics. What was really bizarre was what happened with the whole, the Pearl Harbor leading to Hiroshima and all of that thing. What happened with this was at the points where in the 1930s the Zetas were expanding and activating their Falcon APIN system. Now this APIN system had some major sites that were more important than others, that had primary links that were stronger and larger than some of the smaller ones. One of the biggest ones and most important ones, if they were going to completely spread their, activate their matrix around the globe, was located in Nagasaki, Japan. Interestingly, not Hiroshima, Nagasaki. And because the Necromaton Andromes were getting a little nervous at this point because the Dracs had come in, the Zetas on behalf of the Dracs had come in. They'd literally gotten control of the Illuminati World Management Team, and they were starting to get control of the grids. And the Andromes didn't like that too much. It was becoming a nuisance and a problem. So the Necromaton were going to build bases. One of them was going to be beneath, like in the waters around and beneath Nagasaki, so they could set up their own sonic system and block the Zetas from further activating the full Falcon grid. That didn't settle very well with the Zetas. They were also, the Necromaton were also going to put a base over in Hawaii, in the Hawaiian waters, and they were going to control certain networks on the Falcon through the ley line grids by